You know, there was a time when people thought arguing was just about winning. A battle of words, a struggle, a conflict. But then something changed. Because there was this moment. Perhaps you've already experienced it. Or maybe it's happening now. When you realised there was another way. Imagine a river, strong, forceful, carving through rock. But is the rock resisting? No. The rock is shaped, guided, softened. Because water, even in its power, flows effortlessly. And you wonder, what if the same could be true in conversation? What if instead of resistance, there was flow? Because you've seen it before, haven't you? Someone argues, they push, they demand, they fight. And what happens? Resistance. Walls go up, minds close, and yet a simple question, a curious glance, an unexpected reframe, and suddenly something shifts. A doorway appears, where before there was only a wall. And maybe you've started to notice that people's beliefs, they aren't solid. They seem solid, but only because they haven't been questioned the right way. Like mist that seems like a cloud, until you reach out and move through it. And that's where the magic happens, isn't it? When you ask a question, the right question, and the mind starts unravelling its own illusions. It might be wondering, what makes a belief so strong? It's built on generalizations, distortions, deletions. Like a painting, where someone has only used a few colours, ignoring the entire spectrum of possibility. What happens when you introduce a new colour, a new perspective? Suddenly the picture changes. And it's fascinating, isn't it? When you gently, playfully, curiously ask, how do you know that's true? According to whom? What would happen if the opposite were also true? Something happens. They pause. Their mind expands. They start questioning themselves. Not because you force them, but because you simply place the key in front of them, and they unlock the door themselves. Maybe that's why, from now on, every conversation becomes an opportunity, an invitation, a doorway into a new reality, a way of replacing resistance with flow, frustration with curiosity, and limitation with expansion. When you think about it like that, it just makes sense, doesn't it? Because as you continue listening, fascination begins to happen, doesn't it? A shift, a transformation, a realization that's always been there, waiting just beneath the surface. Like a seed that was always meant to grow. And maybe, just maybe, you can already feel it unfolding now. Because arguing, something is a battle, a clash, a collision of minds, and yet, what if it were something else entirely? What if every disagreement was a doorway, a portal, an opening to something greater? You've noticed it before, haven't you? That moment when a simple question changes everything. When a belief so rigid, so fixed, suddenly softens, shifts, dissolves. And something new takes its place. Because isn't it true that the mind, your mind, their mind, is always seeking clarity, always reaching for a deeper truth? What if the only thing keeping someone stuck in their belief was simply the way that they were looking at it? A filter, a frame, a structure they forgot that they built. And yet, with just the right question, the right words, the right moment, it all opens up. And it's effortless, isn't it? Because beliefs, those structures, those frames, they're not solid. They only seem solid until you ask the question. And then, like mist in the morning sun, they shift, they change, and something new emerges. And you've seen it happen before. You've felt it. And now it's happening again, effortlessly. Because what happens when you simply ask, how do you know? And isn't it interesting that when you ask, what else could this mean? Something unlocks. And maybe you've already begun to notice how easy it is. Allow that change to happen naturally, organically, just by seeing things in a new way. Because the truth is, you're never arguing to win. You're always guiding, leading, opening minds to possibilities they didn't know they had. Like a sculptor who doesn't fight the stone, but reveals what's always inside. And from this moment forward, every conversation, every interaction becomes something new, something different. Because now you know, and now they will too.